We rented this dingo. It's like a little front loader for the flower farm. Putting wildflowers in the front yard here. And if you want to follow the flower farm stuff, I have a separate channel for that. I'll put the link. It's Wildflower 417. 417 is our area code. We're in Springfield, Missouri. And we'll be open spring of 2024, but we're getting everything ready right now. And one of the things is putting this big bed in the front. And since we have this dingo for the weekend with the front loader, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the pollinator garden in the back because I don't enjoy shoveling dirt any more than the next person. So let's go back to the backyard, and I need to put down more paper. I ran out of cardboard, but I bought construction paper at the store a long time ago, well, a month ago. And I'm gonna go ahead and cover up all the rest of the grass. I'm gonna empty the yard cart and the wagon that has dirt in it, and that way I can put bricks in there to take out to the pumpkin field that is also going to be part of the flower farm. Oh, look! Curious Bunny! She's like, what's up with all the rain? Oh, bye! Okay, I'm going to get started and then I'll check back in with you. Well, here we go. I've got the wagon empty and all this dirt. The lawnmower is there because it was blowing. The paper was blowing away, so we put the lawnmower on it. There's a couple blocks in there that I need to move. Still bane of my existence. And the Althea is still thriving. And then I need to put dirt all around here. This is the dirt I have left, so obviously I'm gonna have to go back and get some more. Hey there! Well, so I have done some work on the pollinator garden, but as I mentioned before, my clematis is pretty sad. The plant on the very end has made a comeback, and I now have some potting soil, so I wanted to amend this bed. Oh, look how hard this is. I can't even get this out. Yeah, this is not the best soil. They did have a different soil that had sand in it, they said, for like better drainage, but I don't think that's the issue here. I don't know what the issue is, but anyways, this is the type of clematis it is. Where's the camera? Jackmani clematis. It's really pretty. It did flower for a minute. This poor little plant, if you can see, is kind of sticking up. As the soil settled, his little roots came sticking out. So I'm gonna put some of this potting soil in this bed, and I'm even gonna plant some peas in here and some chard, some other greens, just to fill the bed up. Make use of every inch. So here's the little bit of potting soil I have left in this bag, and I have 2 more bags there that I can use for these other beds. And I have a bag in the front because those beds are also looking sad, and that's the issue. Like, the plants were doing okay. They were fine when we bought them, obviously. Got them from Menards. And we brought them home, and they were kind of sad because we didn't put them in the ground right away. But they were okay. Like, they should have bounced back as soon as we put them in the ground, and they just didn't. They just wilted and died. Like, just got worse. They didn't recover it all the way they should have once I put them in the ground. And I did put potting soil around them, hoping that, probably gonna have to open the other bag, but we'll do that in just a minute. So I did put potting soil around them because I already was aware that this dirt was not the best. And I had problems with them before when I ordered garden soil. make it a little dense here to put my peas in. And then, like I said, I'll put chard around there. Probably add more dirt on top after I put the peas. I'm not gonna push them down in the soil, I'll just put them on top right there. Let's see, what kind do we wanna do? We'll just do the cheap, because these are probably gonna die. So just whatever that I bought from the grocery store. Sugar Daddy pea. These are even from 2020. So they'll still sprout, but I'm not super invested, and obviously I'm not gonna probably get any peas off of them. So we'll just do, I mean, they are a winter crop. But anyways, so like I said, not thrilled with the quality of the soil, and I've used this soil before and I had to amend it last time, and that's fine. It's not meant to be, I don't think it is. I mean, they call it topsoil and compost mixed together, but it just doesn't feel like super loamy garden soil, something that you would see in an actual garden. So obviously it turned really hard, but let me grab some more potting soil to put on top of this. I'll be right back. So that was almost an entire bag of potting soil. So $12 here in Springfield, Missouri. The good news is it's a one-time expense. I won't really have to do much. Next year, you know, I'll just put some rabbit poop in there and the dirt should be okay. I'm now doing some chard. We'll see how much of this I get and how much the rabbits get, because it is in their backyard. I'm hoping, seems like they really like their pellet, and I don't know, I haven't had any trouble with them. Well, I guess there's not much else out here. There's just grass. There's not even any good clover out here. This yard is not diverse at all. It seems like the previous owners, you know, worked hard to just have grass in the front and backyard, and even the pastures. When the guy came and paid it, and you can see that video on my Wildflower 417 page channel. I'm documenting our flower farm on that channel, and when he came and paid, I asked him, well, you know, what is this like when you market this hay? What are you gonna say is in the bale or whatever? And he said foxtails and what did he say? Basically weeds. I said, oh, who eats that? Because I know that, you know, rabbits don't like it, horses don't like it. He said cows. Cows will eat it. So I know he has cows over there, and maybe, you know, that's typically who he's baling for. I know he sells hay. When I asked him and his wife what they do, they said, we bale hay and we milk. So, and she said, we farm. That's all we do, we farm. I thought that was really sweet. To just take such ownership of it, to just be like, we're farmers. That's what we do. And just like with such pride too. I know everybody says, oh, you know, this group of people so humble, or this group of people so, you know, insert whatever stereotype. Look at these cute little, I don't know if these are cabbage moths, but there's like these white, light blue moths that are flying around. And there's not even anything growing, so I don't know what they want, but they're all out there in the flower field too. I might have to look them up, see what they are. All of our direct neighbors have come over and said hi. I think I mentioned this before. And we just didn't have that when we were living in town. I went over and met all of our neighbors. Like not one came to our house and said, "Hi, welcome to the neighborhood." And so I went over and said, "Hi, you know, I'm new to the neighborhood." And then, you know, the 6 years we were there, I offered them tomatoes every summer, and it was fine. Like, we were cordial and we were friendly, and there was one particular family that was just especially helpful, especially when I was dealing with really difficult neighbors. Nobody was rude, but they just weren't like these people. They just came over and they're like, "If you need anything, you let us know." And then the one neighbor came over and he's like, "You know, I hay, that's what I do. So I've hayed your fields before for the previous owners, and would you like me to hay them?" I said, "For sure, you know, like, I don't need all of this, like, I don't want it." And he said, "Okay, well, what do you want to do? How do you want to split it?" I said, I don't need it. I don't have any animals that are eating it. If you have a use for it, you know, I don't need money for it, whatever. Please take it. You're making my life easier. I don't have anything right now to mow it." So basically our plan was just like let it die in the field, and then in the spring hopefully have like a mower to pull behind a tractor, because we're getting a tractor here soon. And this guy was like, "Great, I'll just, you know, I'll come right out." And you know, he said something about, "Oh, after the rain." And that's what he did. He just waited. There was like one rain, and then he showed up one day. I said, "Anytime's good," because we're home all day. And sure enough, Jill and I were sitting out in the flower field, and he just showed up. He has 2 tractors, and he showed up with somebody else driving his second tractor, and waved at us, gave us a big thumbs up, and headed on out to the field. And that was kind of fun. We got to watch him. And we came up here on the top field too, and he got out and was asking me what part we were using and where they should cut, and had to move some things out of the way. And then his wife called him while he's up here, asked him where he was, because she's going to deliver some lunch to him. So she came up on the property, and she just drove up and, "Oh, hi, well, you know, my name's whatever, and oh, I hope you come out to this event or that event, and you know, you got kids in school." And we did the whole meet and greet again, and again, just real nice. And if you ever need anything, and we're right down the road. And so I don't know, it's been great. And I'm excited. She said, "I'm excited." That was the other thing this guy said. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell this person and that person about your farm, your flower farm. This person will be interested because of this, and this person will be interested, you know, because they do floral arrangements for weddings." And like, it seemed like he was going to just do a bunch of networking for me and tell people about my stuff. I don't know, the level of support and encouragement that we've gotten to, it's not like, you know, I would tell, you know, everybody has this experience where you tell people about, "Oh, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to school, or I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to," and you get people that are like, "Oh, well, that's a hard, you know, area to break into," or "That's going to take a lot of work, and how are you going to do it?" No, these people are like, "Oh, that's amazing, you should do it, and let me know if you need any help," you know, especially like setting up a new farm, if there's anything, you know, because these people have been farmers forever. And so just knowing that I have a bunch of neighbors, like the one neighbor said, "Oh, you know, down the road, there's a lady that was selling sunflowers, and now she just kind of puts them out by the street. She used to let people come on her property and pick by themselves and take pictures in her field, and for some reason she doesn't do that anymore." But he said there wasn't a day he drove by that there weren't cars just out around the corner. And I thought, that is so interesting, because you know, at my old house, even though there was plenty of room for parking, we had 1 or 2 neighbors that were like, well, why do you have so many cars in front of your house? Well, it doesn't matter because they're all in front of my house. Like, they're all in places that we're allowed to park, and they're not in anybody's way, and they're not blocking any bit. Like we would park along somebody's backyard across the street from us, but the house was empty. So like, why was this neighbor over here worried about us being parked over there? And it wasn't. It was just like, oh, great, you know, you should totally sell your stuff, and I hope you're successful. And even when his wife came up, she was like, I'm so excited to have a flower field nearby. I'm gonna have to go by, you know, get some flowers from you all the time. And I don't know, it's been great. So it's been encouraging, like makes me want to keep going and continue. Whereas even like my previous neighbors, I'd say, oh, you know, I'm working 60 hours a week and I'm making this much money. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, how long's that gonna last? You know? So it just wasn't an encouraging environment. I don't know if it's just I got lucky or just country folk are this way. I'm inclined to think country folk are this way. We kind of had this experience when we lived in other rural areas. I don't remember having any bad neighbors when we lived in. We had other property. It was always in town, which makes sense. I mean, I will say, like, the animals are way less stressed. I should do a montage of like animals just laying around, because it's not uncommon to just see cats laying in the middle of the yard. Like, they look like they're dead. And they never did that. Like, there was always just this heightened sense, because we had neighbor cats that would come over, and one of my neighbors complained about our cats all the time, and there were stray dogs that would be out, you know, wandering the neighborhood, and there's just none of that. Like, the cats have no predators here because the forest is way back there, and there really isn't, nobody really has a lot of forest out here. It's mostly like grazing land. So like, we've seen a coyote. They have dogs back there. They have dogs, but they stay on their property. Our dog stays on our property. Nobody's bothering anybody. So nobody's fearful. The cats are just like super chill. I just can't believe it. So Quinn's over here just laying out in his little pen. Speaking of which, let me give you an update on his condo that I'm supposed to be building. The only reason I haven't worked on it is because what I have is working so well, and there's a million other projects. And so if I thought that he was in danger or unhappy, I would definitely get on it a lot faster. But as it is, like, he has his food, he has his water, and he has a place to go when it rains, and he has shade for when it's sunny, and his cage is easily twice as large as it was. Like I said, the girls, Callie and Lady, I think they're hiding under the house, honestly. We've got a crawl space under the house, and I keep filling up a spot where somebody's dug under the house, and then it keeps getting opened again, and I haven't seen any groundhogs or anything like that around. So I think it's the rabbits that keep opening it. So at this point, I'm just going to leave it open. And in fact, I'll just go show you, because it's kind of funny. It's going to be in the pollinator garden. So let's walk over there real quick. First, let's stop and see Quinn. Look, this guy's living his best life. Like, he's just hanging out. He's like, whatever, I've got so much room. And my plan is, obviously I'm going to finish the door, the fourth side to this. And you take this phone out of the tripod. And so I'm going to finish this fourth side here, and explain to you how I did it, because there will be shelves and a ramp and lots of doors and whatever. make it easy for me to get to him. But also, I want to build like a play yard out this way with that black corrugated plastic tubing that I had. If you've watched my videos long enough, like way back a long time ago, that's a heated bowl there that I'm just, I will plug it in the winter. And a temporary feeding spot that he kept dumping over his bowl, so I had to tie it onto the fence. But anyway, so there'll be like a tunnel here for him to run through, and then a nice big space here that's just a play yard that he can go hang out in. And then I'd like to be able to move the play yard because I know that his droppings are going to fertilize the ground. And I think I've said enough that you guys understand when I say this ground is not great. This dirt is not great. I can't even dig down 2 inches. So here's the pollinator garden. I have all that dirt right there I have to put in here. I think that'll be enough. We'll have to see. There's still more dirt out in the field. It's just too hot to shovel it right now. So we'll get that done. There's the Althea. I'm gonna plant, we have some drift roses that we're gonna put here. But if we come look over here, I have filled this hole in over here in the corner so many times. And it just goes into like a little space under there. And there was one over here when we had these pavers, and it went like under the pavers. But I filled that one in, so now I think they're making a new space. I don't know how far. Yeah, it looks like they can go pretty far back there. So I might just leave it open. It's not causing, you know, any structural issues. I could plant a bush there, and it would be kind of secluded for them. I know they hide under the propane tank back here behind Quinn because they like to be close to him. I think they've dug some holes back under there, but I'm sure that they're having trouble digging as well because this stuff is intense. So there's the rest of the bag. That's probably like a quarter of that bag. So that was a lot, but I did get all of the, look at that, it's coming back. Look how happy he is. And even this guy has new growth. Oh, I'm so happy. I thought they all died. These plants were $17 a piece. Like, it makes me so mad. This one still, I did pull back a little bit and saw that the roots still look good, so I have faith it'll come back. But this guy's coming back with a vengeance. He's just like, nope, I'm not gonna die on ya. So anyways, that was my update. Got a lot done on the flower field today. Like I said, go check that out. And was silly and planted some pumpkins because I don't know, Baker Creek said there was still time, but then by the time I got them in the field, it was like a month later. So anyways, I'm glad you're on this journey with me, and I hope you stick around. Thanks, bye.